Hello, everyone. Come on in. Tonight, I'm going to wait for you to come in tonight because I have a guest tonight. She's intelligent, she's beautiful, and she's with us all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. And so we want to make sure that you hear everything that she has to say tonight because she is a part of our series of women leading around the world. And certainly she is leading tonight. So you all come on in and just say hello when you get in. Say hello, Bisi, before I introduce her. Just say hello. Say hello. Tell us where you're from. Put in the chat where you're from. Hi, Dwan. Hi, Dr. Dwan. I know she's calling in from Texas. She's viewing in from Texas. So the rest of you just come on in. Tonight we are just going to have a good time. I told Bisi just relax. Just relax.
We're gonna have a ball.
We're gonna have a ball, Bisi. We are gonna have a ball. And we have so many people that have been looking forward to this series for women. So we're gonna have a ball. Dr. Dwan said hello. She said hello, Bisi, from Texas. She's calling from Texas.
Oh.
So we'll have people come on in.
It's freezing for some reason.
Yes, I see.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me? You're cutting in and out.
Am I coming in and out? You all come in. Hi, Arlene. Arlene's calling in from Barbados.
Barbara, can you hear me clear?
I can hear you, but you're going in and out just a little bit. It'll clear up.
Okay. Okay.
We'll wait for you. You're worth waiting for.
Hi, Arlene. Hi, Dr. Dwan.
It is good. It's all as well. So tonight, everyone, as you all come into the chat and into the feed, I just have a woman tonight. I want to. Can you hear me? I want to introduce you to, and her name is Bisi Soji-Oyawoye. I got close, I think, but she is fabulous. She is from Nigeria. And hello, Bisi. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great and amazing. How are you, Barbara?
Good. Now tell us, what time is it in Nigeria?
All I know is past my bedtime. It's 11:03. 11:03.
I just want them to know the sacrifice she made to be here tonight, because it is after 11 o'clock p.m. in Nigeria.
it is worth it. It is worth it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. And look, who can look that beautiful at 11 o'clock at night?
Lord.
only Bisi. So as we get started tonight, guys, I want to, we're doing this series on women leading around the world. And when I thought about Nigeria, the first person that came to mind was Bisi. She is a queen in her own right. She walks with grace, intelligent. She's a businesswoman. And so I'm going to let her start off tonight by telling us a little bit about herself. And who is Bisi? First of all, Bisi, pronounce your name to make sure that they get it right. Okay.
Okay. My name is Bisi. That's the full name. Bisi, but Bisi for short.
Okay.
Bisi is from the Yoruba dialect in Nigeria, and Bisi means wealth multiplies.
Wow. You are living into your name.
Honey, I have to live into that. Wealth multiplies.
well, you know what? We are going to find out about that tonight, right? And we're going to help some of the women. I hope there are men coming in, women coming in. We have a little bit of feedback, but we're going to be fine. And because I believe in pressing through to get what I want.
Right.
And I'm going to get the gold out of Bisi tonight. I'm getting the gold out of her tonight. So Bisi, tell us about you. About who are you? Who is Bisi?
Bisi, first and foremost, is a child of God. Bisi is a kingdom citizen. Bisi is a woman who loves God and then has made up her mind to love herself so that she can love other people. Because I believe that you can only love other people to the extent that you love yourself.
Wow.
So because of that, I invest in me. I make sure that I love me. I can't give what I don't have so that I can love other people unconditionally.
Wow. Wow, Bisi. So that mindset, that heart desire, that place of who you are, that
Oh, I can't hear you again, Barbara. Can you hear me? Oh, shoot.
It's okay. We're back.
Okay.
We're back. That's okay. We had a little problem with the feed, but that's okay. See,
Right.
when I started to ask her where it came from, somebody didn't want her to, you to know. But
I know.
That's right. But we're going to tell it anyway, basically. Where did that come from? Where was that? How was that instilled in you?
Growing up, I grew up with my dad because I lost my mom when I was 10 years old and she was 37 years old.
Wow.
And so my dad brought us up, all five of us. So we had this single father thing from back then, although I didn't know that was what it was called. I just knew I had a dad. But then he made sure that he told us nobody can love you more than you. And you cannot give more than you have of you. And so he made sure to build that confidence in us to love you just the way you are so that you can give that same love unto other people. And so I grew up knowing that I am my own happiness. I can't find it in any other person but me.
Wow. That Bisi is a beautiful life lesson. So there were five of you. Do you have sisters, brothers?
Okay. So I always say that I am the daughter of an architect. My dad is an architect. And then I am sister to two architects, one girl and one boy.
Wow.
And then I am mother to two budding architects, one girl and one boy.
Oh, wow.
But I am not an architect by degree, though I am an architect by design.
Ooh, I love it. Well, you know, Bisi, I believe in purpose by design. So we are going to talk about you being an architect by design because I've watched you, I've seen you in business, and I've seen you with people, and you really are. And so that is fabulous to have that type of legacy in your family and for that to be instilled in you. So tell us about, because we're going to talk about your business, we're going to talk about Nigeria, we're going to talk about women. But I want to really get people to really know. Tell us what are the things that Bisi likes. Who is she? What does she like to do in her spare time, the little time you have? What is it that you love?
I love to have fun, and I'm sure it's obvious. Yeah. I just love to have fun. I love my peace. Funny enough, I love people, but then I also love some me time. I love to sleep when I can catch my sleep. I love to read. I love to read good books. But I love being in company of friends. Not too many people, one or two friends, hang out with them, and then back to base. That's what I love to do.
That's what she loves to do. Hi, Queen.
To also build people up. That's why I said I'm an architect by design. The other architects by degree, they build buildings. I build people. I build lives. So I love to help them develop their potential once they discover purpose so that they can deliver results with excellence.
Wow. Wow. But listen, Bisi, there's nothing better to build than people. Right. You know, I say all the time that people are our greatest asset. And I see we have Gary in tonight. Chandrisha's coming in tonight. Val, Diana. Welcome to the call. Welcome, Gary and Carol. Good to see you back tonight.
I see my husband. I see my husband there.
You do? Well, we have to say hello to him. Has this beautiful queen on tonight. Hi, Vanessa. Oh, they're coming in to meet you, Bisi, to see who you are. They're coming in. So I love that, Bisi. That's who you are, who you were raised to be that person. Tell us about the messages. We saw the messages you got from your dad, but are there any particular messages that you received growing up as a young girl that stand out in your mind that impact you, that you may live by today, or maybe things that you shed?
Right. Like I mentioned earlier, I lost my mom when I was 10. And the one thing my dad told us was, life doesn't owe you anything. You've got to fight for what you want. You have to be disciplined enough to get it. So he taught us a lot of values: discipline, respect, love, forgive. He was dad and mom to us. So I celebrate him on Father's Day and Mother's Day.
Wow.
And he said he would not, and which he did. He didn't remarry until we were all married.
Wow.
So he said he didn't want anybody else bringing up his children for him. And so he wanted to be with his 5 children. And with my own 2 now, I'm wondering how he did it.
Wow.
Single-handedly. So I learned a lot of values from him, that you can do whatever you set your mind to do, that you can choose to do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. He's an architect. He has 2 architects for as children. He has 1 doctor. He has 1 lawyer. So I'm the only one who didn't go that route.
Wow. But that's a nice rounded family, Bisi. A builder of people, a builder of buildings, a healer of people, and a lawyer. That is absolutely fabulous. Very obviously very successful. And I, really want to just honor him as a man choosing to bring up his children and to wait until, because I haven't heard that before, wait until after his children are grown to even remarry. That is absolutely fabulous. And so I just feel like we know you, Bisi. We know a little bit about who you are. And based on your values and what the way you've navigated life, it's no wonder that you're here in this place for such a time as this. Just absolutely beautiful. So tell us about Nigeria. You are from this beautiful, first of all, continent of Africa. For those of you, Africa is a continent. And
Africa is a continent. Nigeria is a country.
Is a country, right. So she's from the country of Nigeria, the continent of Africa. And I say that because a lot of people sometimes refer to Africa as a country. It's not a country. Yeah. All right. So I just want people to know as they come on. But tell us about Nigeria.
Okay. First of all, Nigeria, if I say so, is the best country in Africa.
Wow.
I call it the land flowing with milk and honey. It's the largest, most populous country in Africa. They call us the giant of Africa. Population is a little over 200 million at this time.
Wow.
I live in Lagos, population between 20 million. Blessed with natural and mineral resources. Comes with its challenges like every other country. But we're a blessed nation. We're a blessed nation, developing. And so we're growing with the nation. And just like you said, I believe people like me and so many of us out there were created for such a time as this.
Wow. I love that. I love the fact that you love where you're from. And from loving yourself, you have to love where you're from. You have to appreciate and celebrate what that place has given you.
That's another value from my dad. He exposed us to a lot of travel all over the world. But every time we were on the trip and we came back home, it would say, East or West, home is best. There's no place like home. Wherever you go, always remember you will never be a first-class citizen there.
Whoa.
You will be a second-class citizen. You can only be a first-class citizen in your home base.
Wow, Bisi. All right, break that down. Bisi, I love that. Your dad sounds like he was a wise man and instilled a lot of wisdom in you over the years.
He is. He is.
Is he still alive?
He is.
How old is your dad now?
He's just 86.
He's just, okay, you heard that? She said, he's just 86. He's just 86. I absolutely love, oh my goodness. You know, he sounds like one of those people that you could just sit at his feet and just learn principles and wisdom of life. Just principles of wisdom in life. But to raise a beautiful daughter like you and your siblings is absolutely phenomenal. So I love that there's no place like home. So as you think about home, Bisi, let's talk about women. And we look at women, and women are leading now around the world. You know, like you said, every place has its challenges. You know, you're not USA, wherever you go, Asia, we all have our challenges. So I want to talk to you tonight about the glimpse of women leadership in Nigeria, where it is, where do you see it going, and your place in that leadership.
Okay. So over the years, in the past, Nigeria can be considered as a patriarchal country where the men took the lead. But in the past few years, 10 to 15 years now, the women are coming to the fore. We are not there yet. So in business, in politics, in the economy, everywhere, in the what my friend Diana calls the mountains of influence, you would find us in those places.
Wow. And
the percentage is still very low, but they can feel the impact now. The current policies and constitution don't necessarily favor the women now, and that's what we are looking at now. Because like I said, in the past, it's all been like a patriarchal society. But now, because we were created for such a time as this, we are now more aware.
Yes.
We have more than shattered the glass ceiling. We already have women in positions of leadership. We have the first chairman of the first bank of Nigeria in 125 years is a woman.
Wow, Bisi.
Yes, Mrs. Iboko Awashika. We have other women chairpersons in top banks in Nigeria. We have over 25 banks. So the top 3 or top 5 are women. We have women, the deputy central bank governor is a woman. So we have women in positions of leadership, but there are not that many yet. And that is why we have a body of women like Wimbis that is driving women in management, business, and the public sector. We have women in politics. We have women in boards. So they are preparing women for the times when the opportunities open, and they're there now. So gone are the days of the excuses of we don't have women. We have women. They are ready. They are groomed.
Wow. And
we do not want to be, we want to sit at the table. We don't want to be a part of the menu. Because we know that if we don't sit at the table, we'll end up on the menu.
Ooh, if we don't sit at the table, we will end up on the menu. Oh, wow. And you know what happens when you're on the menu?
Honey.
What happens when you're on the menu, Bisi?
If you are not medium rare, you're going to be well done.
I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, it's so true. And, you know, I love the way, Bisi, and this is a testament to who you are, how you position what you said in reference to, we all have challenges where we are. So there's no excuses, because you have women that have taken and stepped to the forefront that are leading very well. So there are women who have trailblazed. They've set the blaze. And we're going to talk a little later because you're one of those women that are blazing a trail for little girls and for other women in Nigeria and around the world to look up to and see, wow, she looks like me. I could sit at that board table. She looks like me. I can lead that bank. I could be that lawyer. I could be that architect. I could be that doctor. Whatever it is, that's what I could do. And so I love that. I had read that about 50% of your population now is women. And just like around, in many places like United States, we've made strides, but we're not quite there yet. But I want to read some statistics to you, and I just want to have you respond to these, Bisi, because there is a consulting company that I was looking at, McKinsey & Company. They are a consulting company in the United States. And they were saying that companies in the top quartile, gender diversity, are 15% more likely to have greater than average financial returns. So basically, it pays to have a woman at the table. We do well in finances. How can you explain that? How do you explain that if you just really think about that in terms of the finances of a company and women being at the table, that there's some correlation between how well they do?
The thing that comes to mind for me is women are nurturers. Women in the family. So there's this joke in Nigeria, and I don't know if it's out there in the world. There's this joke in Nigeria that the men are the heads of the home. No controversy. The women are the necks that turn the heads.
Yes, it's in the world. It's in the world, Bisi.
It's in the world. So if a woman can keep a home, if a woman can hold the home front, they're home engineers. If you can hold the fort at home, it can't be any different out there. We manage finances at home. Why is it going to be any different out there?
Wow. I love that you said that, because a lot of times it's thought, even if a woman is home, she's the CEO, she's the COO of her home. Okay. Husband be CEO, but she's the COO, and that neck turns the head. Okay. Right. And if you can handle all that, if you can, and there are women who are working and also raising, families and children. And if you can do all that,
right.
Okay, you can sit at a board table and make and see financial decisions. I mean, if you really think about it, Bisi, women know how to stretch a dollar.
Honey, give a woman the finances and you will see the difference.
Well, it certainly is showing up in the research in reference to women that are at the table.
If a woman can manage the marriage, manage the man, manage the children, manage the extended family in Africa, manage the in-laws and the outlaws, you can manage anybody.
Anybody, Bisi. Look, all people. All people. Bisi, I used to say when I was in a company, I used to say, it's easy to manage the people here because I have children. So right. I know how, people operate. And I really believe that people are our greatest asset. They really are. And so when we think about that, we really are needed at those tables. And I just want to encourage women out there, and I want to encourage the men out there, to not be afraid to make room for women at your tables, because when women are not there, you're missing something.
Absolutely.
I mean, absolutely. So they also found, Bisi, that organizations with 3 or more women in their senior management positions score higher in all dimensions of organizational effectiveness. So the research shows that we are very effective.
I don't know what else to say, Barbara. When I worked in the corporate world for 30 years. 3 of the positions I held were first-time positions.
I saw that.
Right.
Wait a minute. I saw that. And so I saw that on your resume, and the thing that rang in my mind as I was reading, first. Tell us about the first. We need to hear that. We need to hear that.
Okay. I worked in an oil and gas company, an American oil and gas company. Let me withhold the name for now. I was the first integrated travel center coordinator for the Nigeria Mid-Africa Business Unit. Travel coordination involves managing people up, down, and the other ways.
Wow.
Managing logistics, managing all of that. That was the first. I became then the first aviation supervisor in Escravos operations in somewhere called Warri in Delta State in Nigeria. Now, for those who don't know where Warri is offshore.
Wow.
Offshore. I was the only woman at the time in that location, in that company. And if you know me very well, I'm a very big woman in size. So I was made to lead, I think, 400 men.
Whoa.
Different places in the aviation operations, helicopters, airplanes, the dash it, the float plane, the citation, all of that. And then after 2 years of that, I was brought back to Lagos to lead 759 drivers across 4 locations in Nigeria. Now tell me if that is not organizational effectiveness.
Sister, you bad. You bad, sister. You bad.
Look. You have to be, and that's the thing about women. When people ask me, how did you lead men? In any position I am, I don't see gender. I don't know I'm a woman there. I am going in as a person first, not a woman. So I didn't get the position because I'm a woman. I got the position because I could do the job.
Let me ask you this. How did men respond to you?
Again, that's a good thing about leadership. It's about being real, building relationships, equipping yourself, having a great attitude, and developing your leadership skills. That's the REAL in lead, real. Relationships, equipping yourself, attitude, and leadership. And that is why my focus when I'm building lives, especially women, is I do 5 things. I speak, I teach, I coach, I disc, I train. And I play the leadership game for those people who know. Now, one of the things I do, I leap. LEAP. I leap. L is leadership. Because everything rises and falls on leadership.
Absolutely.
And what is leadership? Influence. That is how I led men. Influence. The highest form of leadership is self-leadership. If you cannot lead yourself, nobody is going to follow you. And then the greatest form of leadership is adding value to other people. When you are leading people, they are not numbers. It has to be people over profit anytime. So that's the L. The E is for emotional intelligence. If you cannot be emotionally intelligent, your spiritual intelligence, your physical intelligence, your intellectual intelligence, all out of the window. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. The A in my leap is for awareness and mindset reset. Awareness is the first step of transformation. If you do not know who you are and whose you are, you don't go into a place and take territory. If you don't know whose you are, you cannot have dominion over all things that is your birthright. So you must know who you are and whose you are. Remember when you asked me, who are you? The first thing I said is, I am a child of the Most High God.
Absolutely.
D-O-D, the grand overall designer. He lifts kings up and he puts them down. If he put me there, he has resourced me.
Bisi. I feel some help coming on.
And so the A is awareness, which is transformation and mindset reset, which is what we need everywhere in the world. How can you tell me a woman cannot lead? Why?
Wow.
Your mindset needs to change. If you tell me a woman cannot lead, it means I can't even engage you in a discussion.
Wow.
And then the P is for personal growth. Because I believe that the you that is not growing personally will sabotage the you that is growing professionally. Somewhere down the line.
Ooh, Bisi, stop right there. That leap was good. I'm ready to leap again. Okay? that leap was so good. That leap was so good. But this P, I want you to repeat the P.
Okay.
Because I want people to hear what you said. I want to make sure they heard that.
Okay. The P is for personal growth. Because it is the foundation of every other kind of growth, whether it's your career, whether it's your business, your profession, spiritual, whatever. The you that is not growing personally will sabotage the you that is growing professionally.
Somebody write that in there. Somebody write that in the chat. The you who is not growing
personally will sabotage the you that is growing professionally. And wherever you go professionally, you take you with you personally. So you better develop you.
I love that.
You don't have.
You know, I love that, Bisi, and you can't give what you don't have. Somebody put that in there. Because Bisi, this is so important because a lot of times people say, well, I'm going somewhere else. I'm going to pick my stuff up and I'm going someplace else. But I always tell people, you're taking you with you. You're taking you with you.
Honey, you can't be two-faced. You are you.
So I have to deal with who I am.
Starts with you.
Absolutely.
It's a you and you deal. It's a you and you deal. Whether you are the CEO or whoever, if you don't develop those leadership traits, character particularly, it's going to show up somewhere.
It's a you and you deal. I love it. They're going to show up somewhere, Bisi. And the one thing we don't want it to show up, we don't want it to show up in leadership.
Oh my.
We don't want it show. We don't want to wait. We don't want our talents and abilities to take us to a place where our character cannot sustain us.
Somebody write that down. We don't want our talents and our abilities to take us to the place
where our character cannot sustain us. Because the worst, some of the worst falls, Bisi, are people who have risen to the top, and it's a great fall. And even Humpty Dumpty, you couldn't put them together again. And so
Humpty Dumpty is much better.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's why I say women need to develop themselves now. You prepare for war before the time of war.
Okay, so tell us about that, Bisi, because I believe you and I, we believe in personal development. I've had people, and I tell people all the time, don't wait for someone else to give you permission to develop yourself. Because if you do, and what I mean by that is sometimes we won't invest in ourselves, Bisi. We'll wait for our company. Well, if they'll pay for it, I'll do it. If they send me, I'll go. And I said, no, you are already deciding that someone else is deciding what your limit is.
Absolutely.
So talk to us about women developing ourselves and how important that is.
Good. So when I was working in my 9 to 5, the company sent me on different courses abroad a couple of times, but I always ensured that I had my summer vacation outside the country for my exposure as well as for my rest. I called it rest and recreation, R&R. And I made sure that I invested in my personal development. So I would schedule a course or a training for myself during that time out, probably 4 to 6 weeks. And my colleagues would say, why would you spend your money? Why don't you wait for the company to spend? Hello. If the company trains me, good. If they don't, I lose. So when I retired in 2017, I stayed only 3 months at home because I wanted to rest. But even the 3 months staying at home, I was online coaching training, teaching. I went straight into in fact, my daughter says, Mom, you haven't retired, you have just started working. I said, yes, I am retired, but I am refired into my calling. I retired from my career, I am refired into my calling. This is what I am called to do.
Okay, so let's talk about that, Bisi, because you are doing it big time in the this of what you're called to do. So tell us right now, and also, Bisi, you know, I see that you really are humanitarian. You have a passion for helping people, it looks like, with cancer. Can you tell us about that before we begin to talk about your calling and what you're doing now?
Right. So I am on the advisory board of the Dorcas Cancer Foundation, and it's a foundation for children living with cancer. And I just thought, these children, from what the doctors tell me, children living with cancer have a higher chance, I don't know, of survival. I said, why do they have to suffer so much? So I'm part of that organization. I help them raise funds. I help them raise awareness and all of that. But also, I'm a director on the board of Lemon and Feathers, which is a company for elderly living, making elderly living easier. So my dad is living with dementia now. And so from my sister and I taking care of our dad, we realized that the elderly are so vulnerable, especially in this country, Nigeria. There are no laws, no policy in place. We're just trying to get that in place to make sure that at least they're comfortable in the latter years. So I'm also a part of that. That's my humanitarian giving.
Wow, I love that. So that is just absolutely wonderful. That, you know, it's interesting because when you talk about caring for your father, one of the other statistics that came up in reference to leadership, Bisi, is that women leaders tend to give more financially and emotionally to their communities, more so than men do. And so I think that there's a lot to be said about that. And it may be a woman that comes to make sure those laws get put in place. But we also have this characteristic, Bisi, that we're willing to reach out and we're willing to go beyond our normal circles, externally and internally, to collaborate with others. Women do that, are said to do that very well. As you know, we have women now that are leading nations, that even during the crisis, the women leaders that have been identified are the ones that are really beating this COVID-19. So wow. It's just wonderful when you talk about making room at the table. But I want to talk about making room at the table for Bisi, right. Because Bisi has her business. And tell us about, you have a number of things you do. So tell us about what you do, because a lot of the wisdom that you spoke and that you're speaking today is wisdom that you also impart into the people that you're leading and the people that work with you in your business. So tell us about that.
Okay, so I'm the lead consultant and CEO of Be Positive Limited. Be Positive is a company, a consulting company that trains and coaches. And as CEO, I call myself the 3-star CEO, Chief Encouragement Officer, Chief Enjoyment Officer, and Chief Executive Officer. I also have Clarity Design Hub, which I founded because I realized that most people, not just women, most people at some point in their lives get confused. And what I found out is that the confusion is not necessarily a bad thing. It's part of growth, but they need somebody alongside them to show them what it is that they may be missing. And that is why coaches and mentors are critical in their lives. You have their shoulders that you can stand on. I say a coach without a coach is a cockroach.
A coach without a coach is what?
Is a cockroach.
Okay. Okay. It froze right there when you said cockroach. I want to make sure we heard that.
A coach without a coach is a cockroach. So at Clarity Design Hub, I try and kind of provide the clarity where there's confusion. help people to find their way in the maze of life. Because confusion, like I said, is just a state of bewilderment. And at that stage, you cannot see the picture when you're in the frame. So I help them to chart the course. Half of the time when you're confused, it's out of fear or overwhelm. Wow. And I'm realizing that when you're overwhelmed, you are under purposed. You have taken your eyes off the ball. So you need to focus. What on earth are you on earth for? Why were you created by God? And one of the things I do there is I use the 5 Alive signature system.
Now this is her signature. This is her business, but I love this because I heard Bisi present this, and honey, I was ready to run, jump, and shout. So 5 Alive. Tell us about the 5. I'm excited about the 5 Alive.
Right. So one of the reasons I started the 5 Alive signature system is I realized that we need to prepare ourselves so that we do not repair ourselves in the future. We need to prepare ourselves in the 5 key areas of our lives. And I labeled those 5 areas starting with 5 F's, just for the fun of it. I love to have fun. The first area is my area of faith, because I'm a person of faith. And that area just talks about your spirituality and your oneness with God. To remind us that we are one with God, we are not separate from Him. Therefore, because He created us in His image, we are co-creators with Him, and there is nothing we cannot do. If He has given you an idea, He has fully resourced you because you are connected to the source. So you cannot be separate from Him. We are programmed to believe that we are separate from Him. But I say that God created us for success, but our environment and our people programmed us for failure. So we need to reprogram and reboot. That's the faith part of it. Then there's the family part of it, which is relationships. Primary love relationships, business relationships, colleagues, network. Your network is your network and your net world, because now we are no more global, we are borderless.
Oh, Bisi.
People like us don't even need a visa anymore. I'm with you in America right now. So we are borderless. So what is your network? I like it when you say, who is on your bus? Who is in your inner circle?
Absolutely.
You are the average of the 5 people that you hang out with. My dad used to say, show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. And then we have the fitness dimension. And that is your health and your body temple. How are you doing physically, emotionally, and mentally? The Bible says, by their fruit, you shall know them. I say, by their fruit, not their suit, you shall know them. So, most of us are very well dressed, but we are not okay mentally or emotionally, especially in times. Everybody is under some kind of pressure, and we know that pressure reveals content.
Wow.
So if you haven't prepared yourself till this point, any little pressure is going to show who you really are.
Absolutely. Reveals you.
That's the faith, family, fitness. And then we have the finances. That is the freedom and the flow of your time, your talent, and your treasure. The freedom and the flow of your life force. Money is just a little part of it. It is for you to be reminded that you have the spirit of opulence, which is abundance and prosperity, because you are connected to the source. You are whole and complete, lacking nothing. Thank you, Diana's nephew. You are whole and complete, lacking nothing.
That's a 5-year-old nephew.
That's a 5-year-old nephew right there. So for you to know that your finances is not just about money, it's about you being and living from a state of abundance and prosperity. Your mindset must be abundant. You can't have a scarcity mindset and expect to have money.
Woo! Come on, Bisi.
And the last part again is the flourish dimension. In all of these dimensions, you must flourish. You must be growing. That's where your personal growth is, your business growth, your career growth, and your what's the last growth? Personal, business, career, professional growth. That's the foundation of all the dimensions of your fiber life.
Wow. Oh, listen, guys. Listen, I hope you listen to that well. But you're gonna be able to go back and listen to this because Bisi is going to launch a Five Alive. But Bisi, I wanted to introduce you to someone tonight. Dami, are you there? I know she was on just a little bit earlier. There she is, just this beautiful young woman. And I wanted, part of this was having people introduce the connect work, the relationship. This is Dami. Hi, Dami.
Hi.
Dami, I want you to meet Bisi.
Hi. Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon. Oh, good evening.
Hey, this is unbelievable.
Dami is a medical student. She's just starting med school. And my husband and I have had the privilege of meeting her. I don't know how many years ago it was, but just
7.
fell in love. 7?
Yeah.
Fell in love with her spirit, her tenacity. She was determined she was going to med school. And today, I think, was her first day.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So, Dami, I wanted you to meet Bisi. Tell us a little about you, Dami, where you're from, and how you got to where you are now.
Okay.
I just love it,
ma'am. Or over there, good evening, ma'am. But I was born in Nigeria, and then my family moved to Canada when I was about 13. A little bit about me, just like Missionary Little said, I did meet her in 2013, so 7 years ago. So I got my undergrad in biomedical science, and then I got my master's in public health, and then now I'm getting my doctorate in medical school for medicine. My passion in life is just to, care for people. I really have a great passion for people, most especially women and infant, especially those belonging to an underprivileged, underserved population. I just really feel like God has called me to just, be a bridge and just care for them and provide for them and just really understand. And so that's just a little bit about me.
Oh,
whoa, that's amazing, Dami.
She is amazing. So I wanted to, Bisi has a program that's going on right now, and I want to gift that to Dami. So I will pay for her to go through. I know she's in med school, but this is just a little piece, and it's a little part. When you get a little time, you can do it. And I'll connect you and Bisi. And so you and Bisi can decide what time is good for you and which subject matter is good for you. But Bisi, tell us a little bit about, we know we're doing Five Alive. Guys, for Five Alive, you can, that's going to be coming down the pike. It's already done. She's doing another program right now. But right now, Bisi, what program are you doing? She's doing a mentoring piece.
This is amazing. First of all, Dami has the same name as my son.
Oh.
How old are you, Dami? How old are you?
I'm actually 25.
Yes. My son is 27.
Oh, connection, all right.
My son is 27. You're in the right place. Okay. Second of all, I have a sister-in-law with the same last name as Dami, Olufosoye. And I believe you are from Ondo?
Yes.
You must have either a cousin and an uncle called Olumide.
Yes.
He lives in the UK.
In the UK. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now that's it. Got it. Dami is family.
I wondered about us. Don't be ignorant now, Barbara, because everybody's not related. Okay. Isn't that awesome?
Let me tell you about our program. So I run the Clarity Design Hub monthly mentoring models. It's 12 models. I have a recording that I release in the first week of the month, And then we have a group mentoring call for anybody who subscribes. It's a monthly subscription every month at the end of the month, last week in the month, last Saturday. You all have me for that 1 hour. But any other person who wants a one-on-one can do it. But because you are special on this call from Barbara, you know you're going to have extra time. Because you bear the same thing as my son, you have extra time. And because you are just amazing and you're a woman, we need you. So that monthly mentoring module, last month we had the module on You Are Perfect, because we are indeed perfect. I know we were programmed to say that we are not perfect, but because we are created in God's image, we are perfect. But we are perfectly imperfect because of our programming. So we had that last month. This month we are either going to have our comfort zone or we're going to have purpose, vision, and goals. But I'll let you know.
Okay. Wow. Well, Dami, that is yours. And so I remember, because when my husband went through med school, you know, I remember how it was, Dami. And there's times when your footing gets a little unstable. And people try to tell you what you're not. Mm-hmm. And I want you to always remember who you are.
Yes.
And I want you to remember that God brought you to this place. And I believe that with Bisi's guidance and with her mentoring, that is going to keep you uplifted. It's wonderful because the way she has structured it, you can go in at the time that you need to go in and that you could connect with her. But I wanted you to connect with her because I wanted you to know another woman that is fabulous and fierce. And then we're going to connect you with an OBGYN. We're going to connect you with the OBGYN. And this is how God is. I was talking to Dami today and I said, Dami, can you get on tonight? I really want you to meet Bisi. And so we were talking and she said, yeah, I was looking for mentors and people, you know. And she said, I was looking for OBGYN. And my daughter's OBGYN is fabulous. And she's Nigerian. Fabulous. And so we're going to make that introduction. Yeah. And so she's a woman, just fabulous. Okay, fabulous. So Dami, I want you to know that the blessings of God are upon you.
Thank you.
And he is bringing part of what Bisi was talking about tonight was relationships. And the relationships that we have really a lot of times dictate where we get to go and what we need to do in our lives. So you can pick up the phone anytime. You can call us anytime and we're going to be there to help nurture you and guide you and make sure. Just don't forget us.
Never.
When we need a doctor, Bisi. When we need a doctor, we call on you.
One thing, Barbara, before Dami goes.
Uh-huh.
One of the things my father told us when we're growing up, this phrase, he said, remember the son of whom you are. He wrote a book on it. Yeah. And Barbara says, always remember who you are. So true. Never, ever forget. Remember the daughter of who you are. That you are the daughter of the Most High God. G-O-D, the grand overall designer. He's got you.
He's got you.
Always.
and Dami, as we are talking about women leading around the world, I just want you to remember that there are going to be challenges. And when the challenges come, you step up.
Right.
And when a little voice comes and says you can't, you say, yes, I can. Because these women told me that I can. My Heavenly Father told me I can, and I certainly can do it. And so I know that you are going to do well, Dami. Thank you for checking in. I'll connect you with Bisi, and we'll connect you with the program.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I love you.
Thank you, I love you so much.
Hope to see you soon.
Yes.
Bye-bye. Oh, she's fabulous. I fell in love with her 7 years ago. Oh my gosh.
I fell in love with her already.
See? And just to watch her matriculate and just be fierce about what she wants to do. Bisi, I want to put on your website. I'm going to put it on so that people can see it, so they can go. And it's Be Causative.
Yeah.
Is that right? Causative. Did I have it right? Or is it B-A-S?
No, S-A, not S-I.
Okay. So let me get that off so I can get it right. We want to get it right. But Bisi, what else would you tell people All right, give it to me. C-A what?
Becausative.
Oh, causative. Okay.
Yeah, that's from the law of cause and effect. Be causative.
.org, right?
Right. We have to be on the cause side of things. Don't live on the effect side of things.
Oh, what? I'm gonna put it up so you can tell us what it is. CAUSATIVE.
Yeah.
.org or net?
.net.
.net. Okay. Well, okay. So tell us, BC, what that is. That's right. Okay. Because
right. So that is from Emerson's law of cause and effect, the law of all laws. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Mm.
So for every result in your life today, there's a cause for that result. The result has an effect. So if you don't like the results that you currently have, you need to go back to the cause. And it's all about going back to your thoughts, because it's your thoughts that impress on your feelings that cause a vibrational reaction in your body that causes you to act in a certain way. So your thoughts cause your feelings, that cause your actions, that make you form your beliefs and your habits. And you know that beliefs drive behavior. And those beliefs and actions and habits cause the results that you have today. So whatever result you have today, go back to the cause. The cause comes from a thought. And there's always a thought behind the thought. That's the sponsoring thought.
So what you are telling us in a nutshell, BC, is that we have the ability to change.
Everybody.
We have
absolutely.
Guys, I want to get, and you all know, tonight, this is quality. She has spit out some quality to us tonight. And so I want to make sure that you go to her website, becausative.net. And I want you to make sure that you sign up for her program, her mentoring, whatever it is she has going on. And when 5 Alive comes out, that will be on her website. And you can because I'm going to get involved in 5 Alive. The first time I heard BC talk about it, I said, that's for me. 5 Alive is for me. And my time is valuable, just like everybody else, but I value my time. But BC, you are fabulous. You are absolutely wonderful. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. For women who are leading around the world, you are leading beautifully. You are leading gracefully. You are leading intelligently. And thank you for blazing the path for every woman, for every little girl that is coming along behind you. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm going to let you have the last words to our audience tonight.
I just want to thank you, Barbara, for the opportunity and for this platform of women in leadership and women on the rise. You are giving women a platform to soar. You're giving us a platform to go borderless, a platform to have a voice that the world needs to hear. And the world needs to hear our voice. The world needs us rich. Like I said, not rich in money, abundantly, opulently, prosperously rich.
Yes.
In all the areas of our life, spiritually rich, intellectually rich, physically rich, emotionally rich, financially rich. We need to have a spine that's spiritual, physical, intellectual, natural, and emotional.
Wow.
We need to use the shape that God has given us to become stars. Shape, S is your spiritual gift. What is your spiritual gift? H, you must listen to your heart. A, what's your attitude? P, what's your personality type? And E, what's your experience? Leverage your experiences in life so that you can become that star that you were created to be. You've been gifted with S, skills, T, talents, A, abilities, R, resources. You are fully resourced to be, to do, and to have what you want in your life.
Wow.
So go forth and Change your mind.
Wow.
Do not be conformed to the world. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And as he continues to think, so he remains. Thank you all for joining. Thank you.
Bisi, thank you. We are going to end there. There's nothing else to say. I want to thank Bisi for being with us tonight. Guys, next week we are going to Barbados. And yes, and we have a young woman next week, and she is young, and she's a physician, and she's coming on, and she's doing some dynamic things, and do not miss it. I mean, you know, tonight was just fire. Let everyone know that they are able to still see this video. They can see it on Facebook, Purpose by Design, or personal profile on YouTube. But make sure you go to becausative.net and let's get on board, because you cannot afford not to connect with this woman with this much wisdom and this much experience and this much leadership. So Bisi, thank you again. Have a good evening. We'll let you go to bed tonight because we know it's probably 12 o'clock now in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
All right.